Hi Virgo, welcome back to Wandering Magic. These are going to be your April 2026 messages, and it's going to be for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and potentially Venus. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Um, we're going to start out with some astrological things happening this month. One on April 1st, we're going to have our full moon in Libra. On April 9th, we're going to have Mars entering Aries. And on April 14th, we'll have Mercury entering Aries. What all this means is emotional clarity in relationships, romantic or platonic, um, a boost of courage and confidence, taking action on things, quick thinking, and very direct communication. A couple other things on the side that you can expect this month. We're going to start off with the Gypsy Witch fortune telling. You got the Two of Diamonds, the Five of Diamonds, and the Four of Spades. So, I feel like Virgo, you have been waiting for this reading, or you've been wanting a tarot reading, meaning you need clarity in some aspect of your life. So, let's get right into it. The first thing I want to say is the anchor talks about success in love or business, but because the eye is away from you in this spread, it's the last one here. Um, there's some type of suspicion. So you are suspicious of a person or you are suspicious of a job. So, kind of like if this is about a job, you keep hearing rumors and you're just not trusting that where you are right now is going to be the best fit. Um, for others of you, if you are, maybe in the dating pool, you might be feeling like you're not sure about a person quite yet. You're just a little bit suspicious about the situation. Um, but what I'm getting is there is some type of success here. Like something is working out, but you know, arguably everything always works out for your favor, in your favor, whether you like think so or not at the time. But there is going to be some kind of success happening here. Um, you got the Imagine card. That's card 20. So 20 is 2 plus 0, which is 2. And this is a choice on your path. So obviously, free will, choosing what it is that you want to do for you. I'm getting not what others want you to do. I feel like the suspicion now with this card coming up is someone trying to convince you of something and you're kind of like I don't think I want to do that. You're like I don't think that's going to quite work, and I think that's your intuition telling you that not to go for what the other person is trying to make you do, so to speak. No one can make you do anything. um we do what we want, essentially. So I feel like there is some type of resistance happening here. I'm getting like friction happening. I think there was like a misunderstanding as well. And it's just causing a lot of confusion. Now, we're now out of Mercury retrograde. So I'm feeling like this happened sometime in February and March. And that's where things kind of got a little bit hazy, confusing, perhaps, a little uncertain, or something along those lines. Um, but Spirit wants you to imagine, manifest, write it down, see it, believe it, feel it. What is it that you want? What do you see for yourself? Not what does someone else see for you? And I think that if you had that answer, this might let the let the friction fizzle out. Wow, I heard a lot of like f. I got maybe again. I feel like tensions were high at one point, but I was getting more like the friction is fizzling out or fizzling down, or there's a coming down because there was this like high energy kind of feeling. For your tarot messages here, you have the Three of Wands in reverse, the Ace of Wands, and you have the Hermit. So we do have two obvious wands here, but if you look at the Hermit card, he has a wand as well, his staff. And so again, tensions were high. I feel like this happened before. You're bringing this into April, but by the end of it, there's kind of like a shutting down happening. So something that you thought you were going to do is like not happening anymore. You're just a little bit upset about that, I'm getting. Um, it has to do with starting something new. It doesn't really feel like starting over. It just feels more like a new adventure. Um, and it requires a change. And you don't want things to change. You don't want like you don't care to really hear that right now. Um, you're being a little stubborn in with yourself because you're being very resistant. I think we talked about resistance a couple minutes ago, but I feel like you are resisting. You are shutting down on the situation. Um, you don't feel like things are fair. You don't feel like this should be definitive. Like this should be the final answer. Um, let's see why. Okay. Yeah, you don't want this to be the final answer. You have to make a decision, and you're being asked, like it's like you know what you want, but someone is trying to convince you otherwise is what it is. um you're feeling there's an aspect of abandonment here. So if this is like childhood issues and having abandonment issues, let's work that out in therapy, okay? But and as a more blanket statement here, you feel like you are being abandoned, and you don't want to feel this way. This is a lesson. You're being taught a lesson. And again, the Tower card, resistance to change. Didn't I talk about that? You don't want this change to happen at all. But there's been arguments about it. There's been fights about it. There's been discussions about it. Trying to remain calm in a situation that is very serious. It feels serious for you. Um, you are trying to compromise and the other person is not compromising. Definitely feels like another person involved here, but they don't want to compromise. This is a take it or leave it situation, and you have to decide, what you're going to do. But it also feels like you don't really have a choice. You're just being resistant and stubborn, honestly, is what it feels like. It's not really clear if it's ego or not. What I'm getting more is just you being you. And I feel like because in your mind, you were making plans for all these things to happen, but then what's that saying? It's like life happens when you're making plans. And, sometimes God or higher power has other plans for you. Um, so the things that you think you're going to have, you end up being routed into another course. And that's why you're being so resistant here, because you don't want that. Because you're so meticulous and organized with your thoughts and in your world. and this is trying to change something in your life, and you honestly, you're just like, I'm not having that. You just don't want to. Your angel message is don't stop, and your fairy message is endeavor. And endeavor says magic and hard work make dreams come true. Watch your sun, moon, and rising for any additional messages, and I'll see you next time. Bye.